Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday.
A national level consultative workshop on inland waterways with a focus on developing National Waterway Number 1 NW1 was held in Patna this week. The Inland Waterways Authority of India IWAI organized this consultative workshop on development of inland waterways transport on River Ganga National Waterways 1 under Jal Marg Vikas Project JMVP. This is the first project dialogue on harnessing the River Ganga National Waterways Number 1 for sustainable cargo and passenger transport via Inland Water Transport IWT. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonwal chaired this first ever talks on national waterways, which has focus on increasing cargo growth along Varanasi Haldia stretch of National Waterways Number 1 along River Ganga. The meeting also saw the presence of senior technocrats, experts, and officials from both states and central governments. The ministerial workshop focused on 11 years of growth of cargo movement on Ganga National Waterway Number 1 across Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. IWAI has said Patna is likely to emerge as a key hub for inland water transport along the Varanasi Haldia stretch of NW1 through targeted interventions like fairway development, construction of multimodal terminal and state-of-the-art navigational lock community jetties, modern navigational aids, and improved river management. JMVP is addressing long-standing challenges and building a more reliable, sustainable, and effective waterways transport system for cargoes and passengers alike. The second batch of Phase 2 of the National Geospatial Knowledge-Based Land Survey of Urban Habitations, known as NAKSHA, capacity building program was inaugurated on 16th of June. Under this training program, 128 urban local bodies ULBs level and district officers have been nominated. These officers will undergo a week of hands on training in leveraging modern geospatial technology for effective urban property surveys at four centers of excellence in Pune, Guwahati, Chandigarh, and Mysuru. The second batch will be inaugurated by the Department of Land Resources Secretary Manoj Joshi virtually across the four centers of excellence. The Ministry of Rural Development said the training aims to equip ULB officers and field staff with the technical and practical skills required to oversee high accuracy urban land surveys under Naksha program. India has dispatched the second and final batch of machinery for passion fruit processing at Suriname under the SEEDS mission. SEEDS acronym for Supply of Equipment for Efficient Development of SMES initiative. The External Affairs Ministry said in a social media post that this is aimed at bolstering Suriname's SME industry and farmers' income. The project will strengthen India Suriname bilateral ties. Brazil's foreign ministry has announced that Vietnam has officially joined BRICS as a partner country. The ministry statement said that as a dynamic economy deeply integrated into global value chains, Vietnam is an important player for Asia. The Russian news agency Sputnik reported that after expressing its desire to become the member for the global body, Vietnam has now become the 10th BRIC partner. The partner country category was created at 2024 BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia. The current list of partners include Vietnam, Belarus, Bolivia, Kazakhstan, Cuba, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Uganda, and Uzbekistan. The World Bank has projected a slowing of Sri Lanka's economic recovery in 2025, with a growth projected to ease at 3.5%. According to the World Bank's latest Global Economic Prospects report, the deceleration follows a modest rebound in 2024 driven by gains in industrial output and construction. The report adds that the structural weakness and global uncertainties now threaten to stall the progress. The World Bank cited lingering effects from Sri Lankan recent economic crisis and external challenges as a key factor behind the downgrade. In contrast, neighboring South Asian economies are expected to perform better. India is forecast to grow by 6.3% in financial year 2025-26, while Bangladesh is projected to expand by 4.9%. Notably, Pakistan is also expected to grow at a slow pace of 3.1%. The report warns of downside risk of the region, including global trade tension, financial tightening, and climate related disruptions. For Sri Lanka, sustained recovery will depend on structural reforms, improved debt management, and greater resilience to external shocks. Taiwan on Wednesday thanked the India for rescuing 18 crew members of the Singaporean flagged cargo vessel Van Hai 503, which recently caught fire about 70 nautical miles off the Kerala coast. According to the spokesperson of the Indian Navy, the vessel had reported an internal container explosion and resulted a major fire on board. On Monday last week, the Indian Navy, in a closely coordinated search and rescue mission SAR with the Indian Coast Guard, DG Shipping, and other stakeholders, safely rescued 18 out of 22 crew members. The whereabouts of the four other crew members attached to the ship's fire and safety departments are being ascertained. The 270-meter long vessel had departed from Colombo on 7th of June and was en route to Mumbai. World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is being observed on 17th of June globally. The day is a unique moment to remind everyone that the land degradation neutrality, that is called as LDN, is achievable. The commemoration of the day is led by the Secretariat of United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. The theme for this year is Restore the Land, Unlock the Opportunities, which shines a light on how restoring nature's foundation land can create jobs, boost food and water security, support climate action, and build economic resilience. As part of its celebration in India, Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Bhupendra Yadav and Union Minister for Culture and Tourism Gajendra Singh Shekhawat inaugurated the National Workshop on Strategies for Combating Desertification and Drought at the Arid Forest Research Institute in Jodhpur. The workshop is aligned with the 2025 global theme, and it will emphasize the importance of land restoration for climate resilience, biodiversity, and sustainable rural development. The Financial Action Task Force FATF has condemned the Pahelgam terror attack, saying that the attack could not have occurred without the financial backing. The global watchdog said in a statement that the Pahelgam attack and other recent attacks could not have happened without money and the means to move funds between the terrorist supporters. The FATF reaffirmed its support to over 200 jurisdictions within global network to build and enhance their counter financing of terrorism measures. It will soon release a comprehensive analysis of terrorist financing, compiling cases provided by the global network. FATF President Elisa D. Ande Mardazo had recently emphasized that no single company, authority, or a country can combat the challenge of terrorism alone, and the world must be unified against the scourge of global terrorism. FATF rarely issues condemnation of terrorist acts, and it is only the third time in the last decade that they have condemned a terror attack. This is the first time that the state sponsored terrorism has been acknowledged by FATF as funding source. On the second day of the historic visit to Cyprus, Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a ceremonial welcome at the Presidential Palace in Nicosia. He held a one on one meeting with the President Nikos Christodoulidis. During this, the President conferred upon him the Grand Cross of Order of Makarios III, the highest civilian order of the Republic of Cyprus. The recognition added to the growing list of international accolades received by Prime Minister. Expressing his gratitude, Prime Minister Modi said the honor was not just for him but 1.4 billion people in India. The honor marks a significant moment in Prime Minister Modi's historic visit to Cyprus, the first by an Indian Prime Minister over in 2 decades. The United Kingdom has announced a national inquiry into child sex abuse by Pakistani origin grooming gangs. UK Home Secretary Yevgeny Cooper informed the Parliament on findings of an audit, noting that investigations into the issue revealed the involvement of Pakistani heritage gangs. The national audit on group based child sexual exploitation abuse was led by Baroness Louise Casey. Bangladesh's banking system faces mounting challenges as defaulted loans soar to 24.13% by March 2025, up from 20.20% in December 2024, according to Bangladesh bank data. The total bad loans across 61 scheduled banks jumped from 4,20,334 crores Bangladeshi taka, signaling deepening financial distress. Net classified loans also rose to 15%, exposing inadequate reserves. Provision shortfalls widening to 1,70,655 crore taka, with coverage ratios dropping to 37.97%. State owned banks remain the worst hit, with nearly 46% of their loans in default. Experts warn the trend could threaten credit flow and broader economic stability. The US Federal Reserve's Federal Open Market Committee (FOMC) has kept interest rates unchanged for the fourth consecutive time at 4.25% to 4.5% range in its latest meetings. The American Central Bank has maintained the same level since December 2024 amid ongoing geopolitical tensions and trade related volatility. The Fed said in its policy statement that although swings in net exports have affected the data, the economy grew at a solid pace with low unemployment rate, but inflation remained somewhat elevated. According to the Fed's dot plot chart projections, the median of Fed officials expect to lower the key benchmark interest rate by 50 basic points BPS in 2025, indicating that there could be two rate cuts seen later this year. It projected the gross domestic product GDP to advance 1.4% this year, a drop from earlier 1.7% forecast in March. The core PCE inflation is projected to reach 3% by the end of this year, while the unemployment rate is expected to rise from its current 4.2% to 4.5% this year. The Russian President Vladimir Putin has offered to mediate to end the conflict between Israel and Iran. Speaking at a roundtable session on the sidelines of St. Petersburg's International Economic Forum, Mr. Putin suggested that Moscow could help negotiate a settlement that could allow Tehran to pursue a peaceful atomic program while assuaging Israeli security concerns. Mr. Putin said he shared Moscow's proposals with Iran, Israel, and United States. His comments followed a mediation offer that he made in a call with US President Trump last week. He emphasized that Russia has a relationship with Iran and built its first nuclear power plant in Bushehr. Russia had maintained a delicate balance act in Middle East for decades, trying to navigate its warm relation with Israel even as it has developed strong economic and military ties with Iran, a policy that potentially opens opportunities for Moscow to play power broker to help end the confrontation. The agreement between Ministry of Panchayati Raj and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology Bhashini will not only break language barriers but also promote inclusion among states across the country. Minister of State for Panchayati Raj Professor S.P. Bhagel said this while presiding over the Memorandum of Understanding signing ceremony in New Delhi. He said that this collaboration will enhance language accessibility across key portals and platforms of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Lauding Bhashini initiative, the minister said that this agreement will strengthen the unity, integrity, and brotherhood of India. The Memorandum of Understanding aims to promote the use of AI enabled public digital infrastructure to empower Panchayati Raj institutions and strengthen participatory democracy at grassroots levels. The flight carrying 110 Indian students evacuated from northern Iran landed in New Delhi in the wee hours this week. India has launched Operation Sindhu to evacuate its nationals from Iran in view of deteriorating situations due to the ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel. As a step, the Indian embassy in Tehran evacuated 110 Indian students from the northern Iran, assisting them in safely crossing over to Armenia on the 17th of this month. The students traveled by road to Armenia capital Yerevan under the supervision of Indian missions in Iran and Armenia. These students departed from Yerevan on a special flight last afternoon and reached New Delhi last week. The External Affairs Ministry has said in a statement that the Indian government is grateful to the governments of Iran and Armenia for facilitation of smooth evacuation process. Desi, an animation film by filmmaker Suresh Eriat, has brought international acclaim to the Indian animation by winning the jury award for Best Commissioned Film at the Annecy International Animation Festival 2025 in France. The film was recently crowned Best Film at the World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit Waves 2025, which was held in Mumbai. Waves is India's leading animation and design recognition platform under the Create in India challenge. In addition to Ansari Honor, the film has also been shortlisted at Cannes Lions 2025 in the Film Craft Lions category, making it a landmark achievement for India's animation industry. Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas Hardeep Singh Puri has said more than 10 crore 33 lakh free LPG connections have been distributed across the country under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. He said country is moving towards energy security goals with a focus on green, sustainable and innovative source of energy. The minister said this while reviewing a meeting of the officials of Petroleum Ministry and public sector oil marketing companies. During the meeting, the minister also reviewed the process of setting up solar power infrastructure at vast network of more than 88,000 retail outlets across the country. Capacity ranging from less than 1 kilowatt to 3 kilowatts and above have already been set up at nearly 79,000 such outlets.
Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.